And I have one question for you. Which question was the one that was most on your mind that you were going, I hope he doesn't ask?
Actually, I didn't have any questions I felt that way. I wanted to answer any questions. I think people of New Hampshire need to know where people stand on a whole host of issues. And if you don't know the answer to one, then that's it. Then you say you don't know the answer to it. But I was hoping they'd ask some questions about perhaps social issues in addition to the fiscal issues, but it was only 7 questions, and I was ready for whatever questions came along.
Well, you can't tell me, because everybody has a deep down fear of what is the worst question anybody could ask me. You've got to have one in there somewhere over it.
I really don't.
You really
don't? I suppose asking me what my wife's favorite food coloring is, or meal, or wine, I may not know it, and that would be very embarrassing.
All right.
It's a personal question.
Then let me ask you one question, and this is not to be a gotcha question. If you say that you need to think about it, that's fine.
Okay.
You've done an awful lot of work with Catholic Memorial Hospital in Manchester,
yes,
and there is the ongoing debate going on with co-joining with Dartmouth. You are very much known around the state as being a pro-life person. What is your thoughts about Dartmouth coming in and perhaps changing that basic philosophical standing?
Well, that's not going to happen. I'm pro-life. I'm the only candidate, I think, in this race who's pro-life without exception, and for a human life amendment, which is consistent with our Republican Party platform. I would not be working on a project that would lead to increased abortions or any abortions. This deal does not. People have, I think, misunderstood or misunderstand the relationship that's being entered into, and it's going to enhance and expand Catholic health care, which is a pro-life healthcare delivery system in Manchester and beyond. It's good for Catholics, it's good for the life community, and I think the test of time will show that.
Okay, one follow-on to that, if I might.
Sure.
There is the nonsense of a law that may be brought forth, the conscience law, which you know about, which basically says that it would overrule an individual's conscientious objection to doing anything that would be anti-pro-life. And that the Catholic bishops have stated that if this law is passed, they would shut down every single Catholic hospital. Would you be behind that move on their part from a religious and a philosophical standpoint, given your pro-life stand?
Listen, I think if you can't provide health care within the Catholic tradition, subject to the religious directives, then you can't provide health care. But I think there's also the opportunity to be conscientious objectors and to continue to provide health care and to have elected officials fight that. That is not going to happen, I don't think. That's an extreme position that some have advocated, and I don't think that's going to happen in America. There's too many facilities that are Catholic in orientation that provide health care throughout the country, and they're going to continue to be very important parts of the communities of many cities and towns in the country. And this threat is not going to happen, but it is a threat. People who are of the position, who even lean in favor of pro-life, ought to know that the other side is assaulting the right to life in so many different ways, and we need to make sure that we preserve the ability of organizations to promote life and to help people who are in situations where they find themselves perhaps in an unwanted pregnancy, to look at options such as adoption, reinforce the opportunity for parents to adopt, and make it possible to affirm life in every way we can. So I don't think it's going to change, and in fact it should not change, and I would certainly be a leader in fighting any change in the ability of Catholic health care to provide Catholic health care within the Catholic tradition.
Okay, here's where you might not smile a little bit, because I'm going to say, but you didn't answer my question, Ovide.
Which is?
Would you agree if the bishops decided to shut them down?
Well, that would be the bishop's call. I don't think they need to do that. And I don't know, I'm not familiar with the position they've taken. I just know that Catholic health care will continue to be a vital part of the health care delivery system in the United States. And I don't believe that law is going to change the ability of Catholic health care to provide health care in the Catholic tradition.
Okay, well, maybe I'll ask that hypothetical again in the future. So, and I will try to splice this together correctly. You said that you did not accept the premise that I was trying to pose in the question, but given today's administration, given the capture of the Democratic Party by the far left, it could be a very real possibility that FOCA, the Freedom of of the choice could be taken away. So I'll ask the question once more. If that hypothetical were to happen, would you, oops, if that hypothetical were to happen, would you back the bishop's decision, if they had to make it, to shut down the hospitals rather than participate or sell those hospitals?
Well, first of all, I don't think FOCA will pass, which is the Freedom of Choice Act, which would, again, remove the conscientious objection clause, and the conscience clause is available to the healthcare delivery system throughout the country. I just don't think, I think there are too many healthcare facilities providing too many vital services in too many communities to let that happen. And given the direction we see the country going, which is becoming more pro-life, I just don't see that happening. But if that were to pass, and if the Catholic Church were required to offer abortions through their facilities, that's not acceptable. And then the bishops are within their rights to say we're going to fundamentally change the healthcare delivery system. But I certainly hope and pray that the day will never come when that happens.
Very good. Ovide Lamontagne, thank you very much.